Hello friends, and if you're like me and love to go RV camping, but the climbing the ladders, bending over, and strains gets to you sometimes, this video is for you, because in this video I'm going to show you some RV safety gear and gadgets that will make your life safer, more comfortable, less strenuous on your body, and when you're all said and done, you'll have a good day camping. That's what we're around for, and that's what we're looking for. So let's get started. Here we go. I'm Chuck with Lake to Lake, and we're going to talk about some safety gear. The first thing we're going to talk about is your entry to your coach stable and safe? In my case, I have a set of fold-down stairs that go all the way down to the ground, and they're sturdy. They don't wobble, and I got a handle that I can grab hold of when I walk up. Getting in and out of my camper is safe, and we don't use those. We have a set of fold-down stairs into our bedroom, but we hardly ever use those just because they're not rock solid like the fold-down stairs are. It will make a world of difference. Okay, the next thing, is your unit stable and level? Your RV needs to be level. So when you get up in the middle of the night, you're not walking sideways like you're on a boat, or you're not sideways like you're parked on a hill. You want that RV to be level and stable. So that's why we use a level. When we level up and you get our stabilizers, we make sure it's level, side to side and front to back. And it's just not about safety, but it's about comfort. A rocking trailer is always risky because the older we get, I'm 67, our balance isn't as good as it used to be. When I was 16, I didn't care. I could walk on the side of a hill and not even think about it. And I've been using, so to stabilize our rig, we do the four corners, the stabilizers we roll down and fasten, and we use X-Chocks. Between those two items, it makes it sturdy, rock solid, and safe, and comfortable. Don't leave home without it. Okay, the next thing we need to talk about is fire and carbon monoxide. In my rig, I have two fire extinguishers, but I also have two fire alarms and one carbon monoxide fire extinguisher in the bedroom, and we have one by the kitchen. You need to make sure that your smoke alarms work, and that your carbon monoxide detector is accurate. The carbon monoxide detectors do not have a long life, so you need to make sure they'll start beeping or flashing a light, or both, when they're worn out. And your battery detectors, you need to change the batteries yearly. And you need to make sure your batteries are good in your smoke alarms. The nice thing about having the two fire extinguishers, we got one in the kitchen and one in the master bedroom, or in the bedroom, master bedroom. If something happens, you're always close to a fire extinguisher. And it's the little things, the candle that you forgot to blow out that catches on fire, or the little grease fire, or something goes wrong. You know where your fire extinguishers are, and you're always close to them. Because let me tell you what, if you get a real fire in an RV, you don't have much time to take care of it before it's a total loss. Because campground power can be unpredictable, we need to attack this with a couple different items. Number one, we want the power tester at the pedestal. I've done a video on this. The other thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have an energy management system built into your rig. Well, mine's built in. I'm not sure I'd recommend going that way, but they do make some plug-in ones that sit outside your rig, and you can lock them up the pedestal. That's what I would do if I had to do it over again. So the bottom line is, when it comes to electrical, if you got an energy management system, EMS, a surge protector, which is a surge protector / EMS, in my case it's both, that's what you need for the safety of your rig, and for the peace of mind. It's worth the investment. All right, mobility helpers. In our case, I'm kind of a short guy, if you haven't noticed, and I need a stool. So I bought a real expensive step stool, mostly for our for our steps when we park on a hill. We experienced that, and you know what? It just wasn't safe. So I have a little stool that will hold up to 1,500 pounds. I put it on the inside of the rig also, and I have to reach up and work on things because I'm a short guy, and I know it's stable, and I know it won't tip over, I know it won't rock. Another thing is good, solid camp chairs. As we get a little older, sometimes we need a little help getting up, and you want to be able to put your hands on your chair and help lift yourself up. Go buy some good camp chairs. You know, go out to Cabela's or Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy Sports and buy some ones that are, that have 250, 300-pound capacity chairs. You won't regret it. Emergency preparedness. Need we just say, I gone in. We have a first aid kit in the truck. We got a first aid kit in the RV. We have some additional supplies because my wife's a nurse, a registered nurse. So we got the tourniquets and some quick clotting agents that we carry. I'm not saying you need to carry them, but get a basic first aid kit. Most of the times, all we're dealing with are cuts, scrapes, sunburns, insect bites. So a basic first aid kit will take care of all the things that we've run into in the last 3.5 years. Flashlights, headlamps. I personally, at night, I like to use the headlamps because it seems like we're always going to somebody else's camp, somebody else's RV, and I'm walking at night and I'm carrying something. If I got a headlamp, I can point it down and I can see what's going on. I don't have to worry about holding a flashlight and aiming it or having my hands full and tripping and falling. I would definitely go with a headlamp. Now, I'm not saying flashlights don't have their place. I'm saying you probably want to have both. But as for getting around the campsite in the dark, I think a headlamp is really the way to go. Also, you will probably want to have with you a weather radio. The nice thing about a weather radio is it will alert you of severe weather in your area, whether you have cell signals or not have cell signals. It's radio based. So if you're in the area and there's some severe weather, the weather radio will go off, and you need to take appropriate actions, whether it's leave, take cover, whatever. But if you know, knowledge is power here, and if you know that there's a storm coming or severe weather headed your way, and you know in advance, you have something you can do about it. So there you have it. All the safety and first aid gear that you would need for some of us campers getting a little up there in age. We want to have the basic stuff that makes us safe and comfortable, and we want to take a little bit of the risk and a little bit of the strenuous work out of camping. These tools I've talked about do that. What I'm talking about aren't made to make camping complicated. They're about making it safer so you enjoy the camping and the lifestyle that you and I love. Which of these do you already use? Hey, did I miss something? If I did, tell me what I missed and put it down in the comments below. If you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to know when these videos come out, hit the notification button. So anyway, I think we'll wrap it up here. I want to thank you for watching this video. And until we meet around the campfire, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.